How do I do this again? Welcome back, everybody! It's been a long time. It's been a long time. But we're back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. And it feels good. Time to Instagram it. Oh, smashing. We're back, ladies. Excuse me. We're back, ladies and gents. Buzzing. Totally buzzing. I'm trying to get a decent picture that covers my face mostly, but that's probably not possible. No, I don't want ultra wide. I don't want an ultra wide lens, mate. Oh, wow. Come on in. You know what? I'll just type it. Why not? I'll just type it. Callum's missed these. Thank you. Is it coming home? Yes, it is coming home. It is coming home. Evening, Lewis. Hope you're well, pal. And I am indeed not going. I was, me and Henry were trying to go, but he got denied by his mother. So it's a sad no on this occasion. Ashley just wants to nip this in the bud before anyone says it. Please don't play too fan just because we're facing Watford. I forgot he even played for them, to be fair. Live now. Previewing the Watford game. Will be live for the next hour or so. I've completely missed these. I love previews. They're quite possibly the best part of the weekend because I get to chat with you guys and I get to just make conversation, and it's nice. And I prefer doing these live because one, they're less work, and I don't have to do all the graphics and all stuff like that. And two, it's nice to chat and have a conversation with human beings among the chat, and sometimes get involved with the links and stuff like that, and also get through previewing the game. Oh yeah, I'm buzzing. Hearing rumours that Mbappe is already in Walker's pocket. You know what? I think I've heard the same things, Lewis. I also don't like the fact that Daily Star have come out and trashed Ben White. Do any other country's media try and destabilise the camp during a major tournament? A major tournament, by the way, in which we've got a very, very good chance of winning. And it's the Daily Star, so it's probably not true. Give it a rest. Give it a rest, please. Please. We can take Mbappe on if Croatia can take on Thiago. Thiago? You mean Thiago Silva there? Casemiro, Rafinha, Neymar, Richarlison. Yeah. 1-0 England, slabhead with a goal. Probably a header if it's slab. But yeah, smashing. And yeah, what did we all think about City's week away in Turkey? Did we like some of the content there that the club did? I think the video of Liam Rosenior mic'd up in training is absolutely incredible. I think that that gives a real nice insight into his man management, especially because I think Shotter's style will have been very different to that. And I don't think he'll have had those one-to-one conversations with Greavesy and with Matty Jacob and with Oscar. He had a nice couple of chats with Will Jarvis and stuff like that. And he seems very involved. All the sort of footage we saw of training, Shotter seemed to be stood away from the action. And it all seemed to be Pete van der Veen and Andy Dawson running the sessions. And when I went down to the training ground during Shotter's tenure, that was the impression I got of he's just a bystander. Adkins did, in a way similar, but in a way different. He was always stood on the side viewing, but he was always involved, picking things up. But he was never just a bystander. He was always involved. Grant was a bit less involved than Nigel was. He wasn't, getting involved and stuff like that in the times I saw, but he was still doing stuff. The impression I got from Shotter was he's just out there with a hat on and a big coat wandering round for the sake of it. But Rosenior and Justin Walker get really involved. Rosenior stops drills at times, we've seen, and says, hey, look, come on, you can do this better. If instead of playing it straight back, if you are on the half turn and move forward, this opens up the space. It's such a positive. It's such a positive having a manager who's actively involved in training. And I think with the owner and Tan being around during that time and seeing the way that he works with the players, I think that will only have boosted how highly they think of him. Yeah, really happy. Really, really happy with that appointment. On a not so positive news, however, let's dive into team news, where Nathan Baxter returned to parent club Chelsea during the break for treatment on an ankle issue and is available this weekend. Salah Adino Ladham hand, groin or pelvis has returned to parent club Arsenal for treatment after a setback. Oscar Estupinian remains suspended after his red card versus Millwall. He will be available for selection for the Sunderland game. And what I'll say about Salah is, from what I've heard, it seems to be like a growth problem, and Rosenior wants to help him in the long run, not just the club short term. Alayar Sayadmanesh, both hamstring, and Adama Traore, hamstring / Achilles, travelled to Turkey with the squad during the break and are on track for mid to late January returns. In the case of Sayadmanesh and Tete, it looks more mid. Traore, very little has been said, but the timescale that we got given at the start of the season very much states late Jan, early Feb. That's good. James Scott, Traore, Tete, and Josh Emmanuel all remain unregistered. Vaughan Colville and Josh Emmanuel with knee and illness problems remain unavailable. Obviously today, Andy Cannon departed the club, which I think is a good move. I think it's a very, very good move for Andy Cannon. I think it's a move he needs and a move that will benefit him. And I like the fact he's actively been looking for a move outside of the transfer window and just showing, look, he impressed in the National League last year. He wants games and wants to be successful. And I respect Andy. I respect Andy for that. I think he's been proactive in looking for a move, and I like that. I like that a lot. And am I getting overexcited for Traore because I haven't seen anyone be as excited for him to play as me? I'm excited to see him play. Callum. I think he was brought in, and Tan, in an interview with Radio Humberside, promised he said, look, he's going to be incredible. He's working on his fitness, just give him time. But then he got injured. Seeing Tete and Ali training together, yeah, it's good, isn't it? Coxey says, do we let Salah go back to Arsenal or still try and buy him? And then Ashley states, if we hardly play Salah this season, get him on loan for another season before making a decision. Now, Salah has only gone back to Arsenal for treatment, and he will come back at some point during the year. He will be back at Cottingham at some point. As to whether we buy him, I think it will be hard to get Arsenal to negotiate that loan to buy again. I think we had to push them so hard this year. I think because the club seem, he was our main target really in the summer. And I reckon that they don't want to just throw 2 months of work away. So I think we'll pay the fee because they think they know his quality, even if he isn't seen too much this year. That's my opinion. But I think it is a shame for Salah. I think it's a real shame for him that he's had injury troubles. But Rossini says it's like something that happens with a player's growth, with like the growth of him as a bloke and as a man. So we'll see. Do we let Tufan go in January or do we hold on to him? I wouldn't let Ozan go because there is still a player in there that we can unlock, and he looks so much fitter. He looks fitter, and he looks as if Rossini has put him on a really, really hard fitness program. And Rossini said in a Radio Humberside interview, Ozan's working hard on a program. So, I mean, I think he'll be quality second half of the year. As an impact sub, I don't think he should start. I will say that. I don't think he should start. But that's because in the Championship you need hard work. And Ozan, he isn't a box-to-box. And he doesn't do the running. But I think as an impact player, his creativity, I think he'll be brilliant. Most excited for Salah. Number 10 was held for him for a reason. Very true. How about Vale and Simons? Do we let one or both go back? I personally think Vale isn't ready for the Championship yet. I think if we're signing Malcolm Ebiowei from Crystal Palace, I think Vale goes back. On paper, Vale is the better prospect, but if another one comes in, that only pushes Vale further down the pecking order, especially when Ebiowei already has sort of a build-up of trust with Liam Rossini. I think it only pushes Vale down the order. Simons has played 10 minutes. I think Chelsea will be looking to recall them both if they don't get a promise of more minutes for them. Because let's face it, we're giving them minutes in the under-21s, and they could just be doing that at Chelsea. They could just be playing those same minutes at Chelsea for the academy, but at a much higher level. And I think it speaks volumes that when I've watched them, Xavier Simons looked incredible. And I think that's testament to his quality. Harvey Vale didn't really look that great. And considering he was Chelsea's Academy Player of the Year, he was pretty poor when I watched him. But Xav Simons was quality. He was really, really good. I think Tufan on form's our best player. That's an interesting one. Disappointed to see Williams on his way. Thought he was a decent player. Yeah, well, look, Randell, Andy Cannon, James Scott, they're all just signings from a different era. Their time now has been spent, and we've brought in on paper better quality, which means they're pushed down the pecking order. And it means that Andy Cannon is a victim of not being registered, because I think he started the season really well. And I think that was an error of judgment on Shotter's side not to register him. But I also see the point of leave a slot free in case we ever need to make a free agent signing. And Cannon's, Cannon's unfortunate in that sense. Randell never really got full opportunity, did he? Never had a consistent run in the team. He started having a decent run in McCann's last few games, then got injured at Bournemouth, which was a shame. But yeah, I think Rosenior has said he knows that he needs to slim the squad down. He said that, and he's looking at the most efficient ways to do so and bring players in and work within FFP. And I think this second half of the season, we can kick on and push further up as he gets to know the players and the players get to know him and his systems better. We'll only get better. Player of the season, I agree with his slates. I'm not going to Watford, sadly, Connor. Terrible profile picture, by the way. Tufan was best player before injury. Yes, he was. The injury has had an effect on Tufan. I do agree. Do we know why Pelkas wasn't involved in the final Turkey friendly? I don't, sadly. I don't think there's any particular reason. Excuse me. Don't think there's any particular reason behind that necessarily. Just want to see Vale playing the cam role before he goes just once. After Birmingham after Christmas, we'll win there. Yeah, fair. I'll be going to Wigan. I'll be doing Sheffield United, hopefully. I'll be doing Coventry later in the year. Might not be if they're playing down in Plymouth. But we'll find out. Any Watford players getting a holiday after the World Cup? Ismail Assar, maybe. Ismail Assar might be unavailable. It's decent. Hi, Will. I did see your comment earlier. I was just waffling. Nice to hear from you, though, pal. But, we've done team news, haven't we? Yeah, well, look, this will all be debated in time. From what I've heard, sounds like Emmanuel could be on his way out after tough conversations with Rosenior and wasn't taken to Turkey. Now, I think, and Ashley will come to that in just a second, I think from that, Coxie, I think the thinking behind leaving Emmanuel at home is he has been put in the under-21s to aid with his rehabilitation from whatever injury has happened. And I personally think Rosenior's reasoning for leaving him at home is so that he can play in those games. Because he did play. He did play in those games. Let me have a look. I think he played in all of the games while they were in Turkey. Argentina 1-0 up. Quickly, let's have a look at this goal. Let's have a look. And I will also say that Jevon Mills was left at home and he's very highly rated. Billy Chadwick left at home. So I think Rosenior would have taken a lot more under-21s players had there been no games. And I think Emmanuel would have been one of those that did travel. It's a very nice finish. It's a really good ball through. What a finish. Wow. Nice bit of footwork by Messi. Plays the ball through. Is that Molina who scored it? Nice. Very, very nice. So while they were away in Turkey, Emmanuel played once. Twice. Yeah, there were 2 games for the under-21s while City's first team were in Turkey. and Emmanuel played in both of them. I think that's the reason for leaving him behind. Yeah, what a ball. City should sign him. Oh, wow. Yeah, Coventry Stadium fiasco. I think that's incredibly, incredibly muggy from Mike Ashley. But what do we expect from that mess of a human being? Buy the stadium, and you think, oh, Coventry will be fine. I'll get the CBS Arena off. Nah, you're not going. Unless he plans to buy the football club later down the line. I don't really know what Mike Ashley's thinking was there. He's bought it for what reason? Is it a profitable entity? Is a stadium a profitable entity? As in, they'll rent it out to Wasps, but surely they make more money if they let Coventry pay a rate of some sort as well. But I think that's what it's boiled down to. Mike Ashley has told Coventry to pay a certain rent level that they're not willing to pay because it's not financially sustainable for them. And I think it is a shame. And I think Mike Ashley's a total twat for doing it. But it is what it is. It's Mike Ashley. What else do we expect? Right, we'll get motoring through this now. Ref watch, take... oh, no, we're not on stats yet, is it? We've been... Oh, God. It's been 3 weeks, guys. Come on. Referees Dean Whitestone pretty crap. Nigel Logan, Robert Hyde are the 2 liners. 4th official is Tim Robinson. Moving on to stats taken from, not from the Turkey friendlies, but from our game against Reading, where we had a lot more of the ball, more shots, less defending to do. Yeah, that own goal. Excuse me, that own goal cost us dear. Cover on a fairly good run at the minute. I can see him getting playoffs sometime soon, so I don't see a sale happening. Rossini says he wants max 3 players. I reckon it'll be that Palace winger, a striker, and a defender. I agree, to be fair. What if that's... But then who gets unregistered there? Because getting rid of Randell Williams only frees up 1 spot. If we've got Tete Traore to register, plus a lone player in Ebiowi and another 2, that's still another 5 players, and we're only moving out 4. I'm not sure what the process is, really. Can I find that document again? EFL clubs registered players squad list. Yep, I'll click there. Thank you. Right then. Right. Where are Hull City? Birmingham. I'll share my screen. Don't worry. James Scott will go. I'm fairly certain of that. Bernard return? Perhaps. Right. Tab. That one. Right. Burton. That's another one we've been linked with. Victor Adebayo. I think that one won't happen because we might as well just keep Tyler Smith. And Baz Cooper said it was a tie at Grant McCann's. Well, then, like I said earlier, it's a signing from a different era, isn't it? Right. Burton. Cardiff, Carlisle, Charlton. Here we go. So you can see there, Baxter, Coyle, Christie, Dock, Elder, Estupinian, Fleming, Greavesy, Ingram, Jones, Longman, McLaughlin, Salah, Pelkas, Figs, Seri, Simons, Cynic, Regan, Ty, Ozan, Vale, Williams, and Woods. So let me just write this down to get a picture of it in my head. So going out, we think will be... So Cannon's already gone, but he wasn't registered anyway. So Randell, we think, will go. And out of that, Vale, Simons, then unregistered leaving, we've got Cannon, Scott, and maybe Emmanuel. But then to register, because in the under 21 players, we've got Will Jarvis, we've got Callum Jones, got Lotta Thala, we've got Jevon Mills, Aliyah, Jim Sims, so Syed Manesh there is registered. So we don't need to worry about that. But so getting registered would be Traore, Tete, then Ebiowi, and another one or two. So that's 3 going out and 5 that we have to register. So we are no better off with that. So does that mean that also Tyler Smith would go out and we'd make use of Jim Sims and Will Jarvis? But that's still 4 leaving and 5 that we have to register. So who knows? And then exactly there, is it time for Elder to leave? Because he's very fond, Racinia's very fond of Matty Jacob. So does that come into it? Does Elder then go? Then we can have Matty Jacob come in immediately. Is Matty Jacob? Yeah, Matty Jacob's under 21. So, I mean, I'm at a loss. This is what I've got written here. So, Williams, Vale, Simon, Smith and Elder going with Cannon, Scott and Emmanuel unregistered. But then we've got 2 register on this side. Traore, Tete, Ebiowi if he comes in, plus another 1 or 2. So we are in no better situation in terms of registration if we add 3 players and only let 3 go. That's just what that's just what I reckon. Wouldn't sell Elder. Him and Christie have been our best fullbacks this year. Yeah, true. But I think Fleming's more in favour. And now he's back fit. And I also think Racina quite likes Matty Jacob. He's been honest. Matty Jacob has made such an impression on him. So, well, we'll find out, won't we? And Will says don't sell Cal. I'll make my way through chat now again. Bernard would be so good. Hello, Plantica. How are you? 2 fans still 50-50. Has a lot of interest from abroad. Tan wants him to stay, but you just never know in football, yeah? Well, I've only heard about the interest from Salernitana, and I was hoping to get my interview with Tan rescheduled before the transfer window, but he's away a lot this month, so it's just not really possible, and the transfer window is going to be a very busy month. So it's going to be after that. I've been told it's after that. And from there, I was going to try and ask him about activity during the window, to fan, that sort of thing. But that's not going to be relevant now, is it? Ali and Tete are due back mid-January time. Elderworth keeping around. We've had too many injuries in that area to warrant selling him unless we could find a really good replacement. Elder looked close to leaving in the summer and his contract's up in June. Very true. Tufan and Tyler Smith will shock everyone rest of the season. Lewis, I saw your comment. I'll put the link in. And that goes for anyone who wants to say something. Have a chat. Sam Bernard back for goodness sake. But yeah, we need a ball playing, experienced championship centre half. Can you get all of them in one? Don't really know. Had a scary thought the other day that we're only 1 point above relegation. Imagine if we didn't have such a good start to the season, we'd be cut adrift. Yeah. Well, look, Ali's injury is where the season turned. that's clear. Ali's injury is where it changed. And Tufan was on such a good run, and he got injured as well. And then Tete got injured. I think if Tufan doesn't get injured, we don't lose that West Brom game. I think we get a point out of that. And I think if Tufan doesn't get injured, he's a better player now. Yeah, I don't know, man. Alaya needs to run less. No, absolutely not. You need hard work in the Championship. Unique opinion, Figs is only bad when Greaves is in the centre of defence with him. Now, ooh. It makes sense, and the evidence shows that. But is that because Greavesy pushes higher and Alfie Jones doesn't? I don't know. There'll be some reason behind it. Voice break, bloody hell. There'll be some reason behind it. Who would I want for a centre-back? I genuinely don't know. I don't know who a realistic target is, personally. As soon as Alaya comes back, our season will turn around for the better. Right, we have Indian Hull fan. Hello? Do you have a score prediction for Sunday? Okay. Every time I tried to speak to them, they muted their mic, which makes sense. So, unpopular opinion, Maka is better centre back than Greaves, but Greaves is better as a left back. Is that just because Greavesy is more attacking though? And he is a centre back by trade, isn't he? So who knows? Okay, Lewis has said his camera is still bugged. Lewis, I'll talk to you a little bit more in a moment. I'm just going to try and make some progress because we're 32 minutes in, 33 now, and I've done 3 segments. So I'm gonna try and make some progress if that's all right, but I'll add you back in. Yeah. Once I've made my way through and got up to a certain point. Okie dokes.
Yeah, nice.
Good stuff. Right. Let's go on to head, where Watford have got one hell of a team, haven't they? I mean, what else is there really to say? I've not shared it. I haven't shared it. What am I doing? Right. We'll keep this debate going. I would say I have a back four: Christie, Figs, Maka, Greaves. But if you want to play Fleming, then play Christie, Maka / Jones, Greaves, Fleming. Yeah, fair. I do think the floor is there, though. 2 centre halves with the same strong foot. That's why I like Greaves and Maka, Greaves or Maka alongside either Figs or Jones. Or a back 3. A back 3 works just as well. But right, let's get some progress. Head to head. So if we look at Watford's starting 11 from their last game, it was Bachmann in goal. Their back 4 was Mario Gaspar at right back. Then it was Hassan. Is it Hassan Kamara? I think it is. Yeah, Hassan Kamara at left back. 2 centre backs. Will Trooster-Kong. His YouTube channel went down the toilet, didn't it? I don't know what's happened to that. And where is he? Christian Kabasele. In the midfield, they went for Kayembe alongside Dan Gosling, Ozan Tufan's best mate, and Hamza Chowdhury there. And then up top, they had Keenan Davis he was the focal point with Keenan Davis with Ken Sema, and where's Kalu? There's Samuel Kalu. Then their bench, they had players like João Pedro, Isma Sarr. Yeah, and I think Pedro will come in. I think João Pedro will come into the team. But is Sarr back from internationals? Watford letting him have a bit more of a break? I don't think anyone knows. Wonder why number one. No one will play Maka. Rossini goes on about how he was one of the best defenders last season, then never even considers him. Now, how do we know he doesn't consider him? As we're almost at half time in the Netherlands-Argentina game, by the way, still 1-0 to Messi and co. As the referee blows for half time. Unique opinion with Tufan and Vale. Interesting. Right. I need to keep making progress. Current form, where Watford is, last 5, a win over Wigan, win over Cardiff, lost to Coventry, but then beating Reading and drawing 0-0 with Bristol City. So they're not doing too badly. And we'll look at where they are in the table at the moment. City, if we ignore these 2 Turkey friendlies there, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 home defeats on the bounce before a draw against Millwall and a win against Cardiff, both away, and then a 2-1 defeat to Reading last time out at home. Then we'll quickly have a look at the table before we get Lewis in, where Watford are up in 4th. Looking pretty good, aren't they? We are very close to the bottom 3. But I can see us doing pretty well here. I can see us getting something from this game. Right then, we have 2 people waiting. Lewis, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
All right, mate. I'm all right. Quickly, before we chat further, we'll get a non in. I've been told to add you in. Hello?
Hello?
How are you doing?
Is microphone working?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I am outside of your house.
All right. Okie dokie. That was interesting, wasn't it? Right.
Jeez, some people.
Well, how are you, mate? All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Get this game out of the way and then I'll be jetting off to America, so it's all good.
Hey, nice. When do you want me to send my predictions through, by the way?
Tyler.
Yeah. I'll just stick them in the group then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, nice one. Okie dokes. So, before we look at the other games, the off season, the break, World Cup, trip to Turkey. What do we think?
Yeah. I don't know, because I didn't see much of the games from, the part of what I saw, we didn't look great, I'll be honest. But I only saw part of it, so I can't really say much, because I only saw about 5-10 minutes of each game. Jacob Greaves, I don't know why the ref's giving a penalty. Top-notch tackle, by the way. Sean Dyche will be very pleased at that. Let's say that.
Right,
But, I don't know.
Do you know what this guy's searching for here? This Jacob bloke. Hello? Jacob? You're added to the stream now. He's looking for Shrek and Hitler. Okay. Right. Oh dear.
I don't know what to say.
Some
people to crash. Let's say that.
Okay, right. I've got someone outside my house, and Jacob's trying to combine Shrek with a certain Austrian fella. Right, okay. Off topic, but England score prediction for tomorrow. And that is part of the reason why I've done this preview tonight, because I knew if I did it this time tomorrow, 1, I'd be watching England. 2, everyone else would be watching England, so nobody would see it. But I think we win. I'm less worried about Walker versus Mbappe than I am Ousmane Dembele coming up against Luke Shaw. I think, look, the Swiss knocked them out in the Euros. Why can't we do it now?
I've had no reason why.
Haaland proved they've got frailties. Lloris's distribution, we know is shaky. Harry Kane will know that better than anybody.
I literally said to people today and this entire week, it might sound mad, but apart from Mbappe, I'm not even that feared. You saw against Poland. You saw against Poland. They weren't great until the last, 10, 15 minutes. Poland could have easily had them.
Benzema sent home. Giroud gets pocketed by slabhead Harry Maguire. And what can I say? It's coming home. Say it quietly. Say it very, very quietly, but it might just be coming home.
Just don't do what Tyson Fury did.
What did Tyson Fury do?
When he had that fight last week, his intro was "It's coming home."
Was it?
Yeah. His intro was literally that. It's just like, for God's sake.
Oh my Lord.
For God's sake.
Whisper it or say it very quietly, but it might just be coming. Maybe this year.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm in Disneyland on the day of the final. England make it. England win it. I'm shouting as loud as I possibly can. It's called football. It's called football.
It's called football. Very nice. I fully believe that. Better than France. Yeah. 3-1 City. It says Kai. 2-1 England. Bit concerned that we didn't look like scoring in the friendlies. We only scored from a back pass that Tyler Smith ran into and a penalty. Look, these were top-tier Turkish teams, though. One was the Turkish champions and one was the Turkish champions from the year before. So they are decent sides. And we were going to play Napoli as well. So we're not playing bad teams. These are decent sides. We've got Dan Brackett Sunderland here. Dan, hello. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. I don't think I'm going to accept anyone else in who I don't know. All right. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna. How do I delete a YouTube comment? Let me try and find my own chat comment. Yeah, Ashley, you're totally right. What is it with people join the live to say random stuff then leave? Yeah, right.
Or just Ashley Wet or people like that. Or Shrek.
Or a certain man who loved the other
person.
Or as Kanye would say, he invented the microphone.
What?
Another great video you'll have to edit. See that person on my Insta Live before. Oh, yes. I remember this, Ashley. Yep. Yeah. I remember that. I remember Lucas showing me that. Wow. Right.
Why are they trying to compare Rio Ferdinand with Lou Van Gaal on BBC?
Are they seriously trying to do that?
It's because bloody Ferdinand was wearing a blooming like what Van Gaal wears, like the blue navy thing with an orange tone.
Yeah, listen. Ole at the wheel. Anyway, right. Championship match day 22 around the grounds. Blackburn play Preston in all of Lancashire. So as we can imagine, they're all going to have six fingers in the stand that day. Rotherham play Bristol City. 2 o'clock kickoff for Reading versus Coventry. Then the 3 o'clock games. Millwall versus Wigan, Stoke versus Cardiff, Blackpool versus Birmingham, Middlesbrough versus Luton, Sheffield United versus Huddersfield, Swansea versus Norwich. On Sunday, QPR Burnley kicks off at 1. Watford versus us kicks off at 3. And then on Monday, Sunderland play West Brom at 8 p.m. Okie dokie then. We're going to make a little bit more progress. I hope you don't mind. Lewis, we're going to go to a memorable match coming from 14th of May 2008, where it was the Championship Playoff semi-final second leg at what was then the KC. We beat Watford 4-1. Goals, Nick Barmby, Caleb Folan, Richard Garcia and Nathan Doyle. Our team that day was Boaz Myhill in goal. Back four was Sam Ricketts, Wayne Brown, Michael Turner and Andy Dawson. Ian Ashby, Richard Garcia, Brian Hughes and Nick Barmby were the midfield three, and Fraser Campbell and Dean Windass started up top. Actually, by the way, Lucas has just messaged me and said unlucky fella. So yeah. Yeah, not great. Not great that. And there was someone else in there then, but I'm not giving it I'm not telling anyone else. No one else is allowed on. No one else is allowed on. I'm saying no. I'm saying no. Last time out against Watford, we're going quite a way back here, but it was when Sam Clucas got an absolute cracker, winning 2-0, and it was the game. No, was this Sam Clucas's ridiculous finish? Can't work out if it was or not. I think it might have been. Umar Nias, that picture of him, jaw completely on the floor about his sending off, that originates from this game as well. And we won 2-0. In goal, our team that day, in goal was Eldin Jakupovic. The back four was Ahmed El Mohammadi, Andre Ranocchia, Harry Maguire and Andy Robertson. Alfred Ndai, Sam Clucas and Ivandro were the midfield three, with Markovic and Grzycki the wingers, Umar Nias up top. The bench was David Marshall, the goalkeeper, Tom Huddleston, Abel Hernandez, Sean Maloney, Dia Mercy and Bakani, Michael Dawson and Marcus Henriksen, with Marco Silva in charge. Wow. That's a throwback. That's a throwback. I'm going to come on and show a video of Liz Truss ringing a bell. Now, that's her playing with the economy, mate. Do you remember when Baxter went in to stand against Rotherham to go to the toilet? Yes, he walked straight past me. Yeah.
Did that actually happen? I didn't see that. So I just didn't know if someone just made it up and it's just gone viral or what. Or did that generally happen?
No, my dad was in the concourse having a beer. So I'd gone to talk to Marcus and Leo, sat down the front. And Nathan Baxter's talking to a steward, like he goes down a little like side tunnel on the edge of the stadium, and he's like, "Where's the toilet?" He goes to a steward, "Where's the toilet?" He goes, "Oh, well, the nearest one is the dressing room or the concourse." Baxter goes, "Right then, I'll go on the concourse." So he runs up the stand into the concourse, then comes straight back out, gets an ovation from the people in the concourse. They go, as he's coming out the toilet, they go, "Hey!" Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Dosinik and Fleming look similar from the stands. Body doubles, mate. They are body doubles. Would I take Hernandez back in Jan? No, he's injury prone and old and hasn't played in Europe since 2017. So no, I wouldn't. And our record against Watford then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In our last 5 against them, dating back to 2012, none of this really means anything. But 2 wins, a draw and 2 defeats. That's our record. That's about all there is to it. Shared shirts then. We'll rattle through this. We've gone for Marlon King. He was with Watford from 2005 to 2008. 87 appearances, 37 goals. He then joined us on loan from Wigan in 2008 through to 2009, 22 appearances and 5 goals for us. Right then. Are we ready, Lewis, for my predicted 11?
Yep.
Because I think no one will be shocked by what I'm about to say in the slightest. So 4-3-3 for Liam Rosenior. In goal will be Baxter. I'll go into what changes I would make personally to this team in a moment. But right back Christie, centre backs Greaves and Figueiredo, left back Brandon Fleming, central midfield Ryan Woods and Jean-Michel Seri and Demetrius Pelkas more advanced. On the right, Greg Doherty, left Slater because that seems to be where he's in a makeshift system, purely to just add legs. Him, Pelkas alternate. It's what seems to have happened in recent weeks. And then up top, Ryan Longman. Bench, Ingram, Coyle, Jones, Tufan, Cynic, McLaughlin, and Tyler Smith. Now, the changes I was
about to say, where's Oscar? Completely forgetting he's banned.
Yeah, he's banned.
I forgot he's banned. I completely forgot he's banned.
So with a fully fit squad, I would field... I'd field Lotta Tyler in goal. Because in those friendlies, when he played, he looked like our best and most solid goalkeeper in terms of passing out from the back. Ingram doesn't like the ball, and Baxter, he's still adjusting. Lotta Tyler looks ready-made for that role already. And Christie, I'd keep the same. 2 centre-backs, I'd keep the same unless we sign someone new. Left-back, I'd still stick with Fleming. Centre-mid to Woods, Seri, Pelkas. I'd move Pelkas out to the left. And move Slater central. But as long as they're both on the pitch, it's fine. I think Doherty gets dropped for Syed Manesh. Like I've said, Slater drops back into the middle. And then up top, Oscar. Then you find a way to fit everyone else on the bench somewhere, somehow. I think I'd admire if we did what the Premier League do, where you can name a lot more substitutes.
Yeah.
I quite like that because the depth we've got, I think I think we could do really quite well.
Mm.
Just a personal opinion, because I think if you tap into a bigger bank of players, even if it's just 9 players, I think that's what at this current stage, that's sticking. With injuries, of course, that's sticking already Elder in there, who's another option. Maybe Will Jarvis, Harvey Vale, Jim Sims, maybe Randell Williams, and they're all good options. I think that would benefit us massively, personally. But we'll move on to the predicted score. Lewis, thoughts? Chat, get your predictions in.
You see, I've gone with what I've said, thinking Sar's back, because obviously you've heard now, and I don't know if he's back, if he's not back, whatever. Sar's going to be the difference of this game if he's here, personally. Yeah, they have Keenan Davis, he's okay, I guess, but there's nothing we can't handle, I don't think. And then the rest of the Watford squad, I don't remember the rest of the squad, to be fair, but you know.
João Pedro, have you mentioned him?
Yeah, he's someone that probably. Does he start though? That's the issue. Like, what do they do? Like, because if they go 2-top, then yeah, he will too. But I don't think they do play 2-top.
No,
so it's dropping either him or Keenan Davies, but you don't have a bad option to come off the bench should they find themselves behind. It's a sticky one. It's a very sticky one.
Interesting one for Slavan Bilic, isn't it?
I forgot his manager. For God's sake.
Let's have a look. Will says 2-1. Ashley says 1-0. Lewis. Floor is yours.
2-1.
Win?
No. 2 on Watford.
Bloody hell.
Like I say, that's thinking size there, because I think size will make a massive difference if he's there. If not, I do think we can take some in. But if size there, I can't see anything. That's just my personal bit. I know, before people start getting on, it's like saying Mbappe, it's like Mbappe's on a batter England tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. I know it's not a one-man team, but size is truly ridiculous.
Personally, I think we get a point. I'm massively in favour of a point. And
I can see
a very good result. I think we'll come away with a 1-1 draw. I think Longman will bag for us. And I think we'll look a much more polished, better team that can take it to the teams higher up the table. That's
who's ref?
Opinion.
Who's referee? That's key.
Dean Whiteston.
Who?
Dean Whiteston's the referee.
Dean Whitestone. I'm just checking this to go up.
His referee does quite a lot, to be fair.
No, for God's sake. Oh, for friggin' hell's sake. He was a referee against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, that's the one.
He's shite. He's shite then. He's absolutely shite. He is shit.
Oh, dear, Lewis.
Oh, he's shit.
I've been the bearer of bad news there, haven't I? I'm sorry about that.
Right, he's getting abused by my brother. But honestly, my brother will not stop getting abused the entire game. I'm all for it, though, because he basically cost us that game against Middlesbrough with that stupid second goal.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
For God's sake. It could be worse. It could be that one against Reading.
Yep, exactly what Ashley's just said. Right. 2-fan thunderbolt from the edge of the D winner. Oh, Messi was almost in there. Will's calling it. I reckon.
I'd love it. I would love 2-fan to score the winner because Watford said 2-fan was shite would be bouncing. By however many we're taking, it will bounce around Vicarage Road if he wins it. I'd fucking pay. I'm sorry for my language, but I would pay to see that. I'd pay it. I'd pay for it. I would pay money for that. And there's no better side to
you've got to play Cynic down the middle or Syed Manesh. Well, Syed Manesh isn't back for about another month yet. But I see that. I
want to see Cynic play. And I want to see Cynic start.
In the middle because he's got the ability. I think he's a better all-rounder than Longman, and he's got more pace.
I want to see Cynic play.
Yeah, agree.
I don't like. From what I saw in Turkey, I didn't see much. Like I said, he looked like one of our better players.
Lively.
He looked like one of our better players.
Certainly did. Chance to laugh at Thogden. No, I've got to thank Theo. Maybe career. Right. Okie dokes. That's your lot. That's time. That's all there is to go through. And club football is back. Thank goodness. Lewis,
let's just hope it's a happy Vicarage Road with England winning the day before and not a
depressed one.
Not a God help us. I can't be asked for anything at the minute.
Everyone's on Tiger travel, just hungover.
Well, I'm not. I'm going down to Nuneaton tomorrow. As I say, I'm travelling to America come Tuesday. So
to the States.
Yes.
Okay, well, enjoy the States.
Hopefully,
and make sure you tell them that it's called football.
I will do. Do not worry about that. I just won't be because the plan was to wear my England shirt on the flight. Not the case anymore.
How come?
Because we drew. I said to my mum, we win, I'm going to piss them off by wearing the shirt. We don't win, I can't be asked. Because I went to border control and they'd be like, yo, crap, it's called soccer. And then I'd want to slap them.
No, but passport and border control officials, they're not that friendly, mate.
Well, true. It's just, as soon as I leave the airport.
Taxi driver.
No, we're driving. We've got 2
driving,
cars.
fair. Right, enjoy the States, mate. It's been nice to speak to you. Have a very, very good
Yeah.
Christmas.
I'll see
If I don't-
you New Year.
Yeah, in the new year.
I should be a Wigan. Fine, I'm not jet lagged, but I should still be there.
Oh, nice. I might see you there. And from my end, thank you very much for tuning in. It's good to be back. It's going to be a busy Christmas period. I'm going to do my preview for Boxing Day on Christmas Eve because no one's going to watch it on Christmas Day. I always do on Christmas Eve because it's nicer and it's fun and it's, festive because no one's going to watch it on Christmas Day, are they? Right, take care, everyone. And I'll see you on Sunday for the reaction to the Watford game. Take care. Goodbye.